Welcome, everybody, to the American Space Museum. I'm Marquette, and you're here to stay curious. And here's some tales from the White Room from this guy, Triple T, Travis Thompson. How you doing,
Yes,
brother?
sir. Pretty good. Had a good day. I mean, I didn't get the docent today. I had to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been busy around the museum. I'm down dressed a little bit because we've been moving some of our collections from one location to the other. We got the museum turned upside down because we're going to have new carpet installed.
Yeah.
Starting July 15th, 16th, something like that.
Looking
So we're going to be
forward
closed
that.
the last 2 weeks of July. And we're getting ready to have some drywall back there in our conference room
Awesome.
over the weekend. So a lot of good things going on at your favorite nonprofit space museum here in downtown Titusville.
Yeah.
Where we celebrate the birth of America's space age.
Yes. Come
Where,
see
where,
us,
where,
please.
where do I call it?
Where do you? You're
The delivery
throwing me
room.
off. The delivery room. Yeah.
And you had one of the cool cribs up there. This is
Yeah,
your
I
crib
did.
up here in the delivery room. Tell
That
people what we're
is.
looking at
That's
behind
my office.
this white
That's
our
my
green
office.
screen. What's our green screen here today, Travis?
That's my office. So that's where I worked. I lived. And
What's all the graffiti on it?
people signed it at the very end and signed it.
So this is STS 134 then on the pad there.
35 probably, yeah.
Well, 35 was Atlantis. 134 is.
But they signed this actually looks like the OPF, Orbiter Processing Facility, White Room.
Okay.
And that's where everybody signed it.
Okay, so this is not up on the gantry there.
That's
We're gonna
not
go.
on
We're
the
gonna.
White Room.
We're gonna
not
take-
on my office.
Okay, so this is
Going
this is
into the
one of the
orbiter
orbital
process.
processing facilities.
Correct.
All right, cool. Where they have, of course, a white room constructed to go in.
You
and out
have
of
to
the
have a white room in the OPF too, because it is a clean room. You have to, the same process.
Good. Well, we wanted to mention to everybody before we get cranked up here that we do have an auction this Saturday. You've got some items
I believe
for
so.
auction. I think there's a bunny suit of yours in
I
there.
believe so.
And,
Chuck told me I
but,
did.
There's a lot of things in there that you accumulate over the years, and didn't make a picture of this. I'm going to show you. This says, to Travis, thanks for the great memories and support. Would not be able to make it to space without you. And this is Mike Massimino has signed that to Travis there. And you might know Mike Massimino in the blue suit. Tell him who Mike Massimino is.
He's a very cool astronaut. Mike, I went, I was doing something. I had to support him in a project. And we walked into his office, and he spun on his heel right as we walked in, and he said, "Do not tell anybody what this office looks like." I was like, "Yes, sir."
Here's another one. Well, he was on the last Hubble mission.
Yeah.
Did an unreal spacewalk, like 5 hours just sitting on his belly, turning a screw like a quarter of a turn.
Oh, he
for
was
hours.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was something else. But he's on the Big Bang Theory. He's on the space.
That's right.
With he nicknamed Wallowitz Fruit Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loop.
He's on the space station up here. Here's another one from the crew of STS-76. Travis, you're a great one. Thanks for getting us off to a super start. And there you are, Atlantis 76 there. I'm going to show people that.
Look at
there.
that.
Consulting my scroll, I want to see who the commander of 76 is on my shuttle scroll. Got to flip it over here. That's Chilton.
Yep.
Chili Chilton in Surfos. And you got... that's Shannon Lucid up there in the corner.
Shannon, yep. She was there.
Right-hand corner there. So that's STS-76, March 1996. All right.
Wow.
So we do have an auction this Saturday starting at noon. Come here at the museum and bid, or go right now to our American Space Museum website. Up at the top is auctions. Click that. It'll take you where you can register and pre-bid. So I'll be involved with that with Chuck Jeffrey, our collection analyst.
Yeah.
We hope to raise $30,000 for our museum. There's some really unreal items in there.
Oh yeah, because we got the rocket engine and different
Yep.
things.
We got a rocket engine. We've got a motor off of a Mercury launch escape system. We've got a Russian's clothes that he wore in space.
Oh wow.
And we've got two signed covers by the Apollo 11 crew. One is given to was owned by Mike Collins, and that might go for 7,000 or 8,000. And the
Awesome.
other Apollo 11 crew signed cover probably go for 3 to 5. So
You know,
check
this-
that out.
This
Yeah.
space stuff is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool and got kind of lucrative there.
And
Well, here's Triple T. We wanted to just brag about
Aw,
you as we
yes,
speak. That we're so proud of you. That there is your. Tell us what we're looking at there.
me
Who
and
that is.
Pambo, and look at the nose
Pam
of
Melroy.
Discovery. Pambo, the deputy director of NASA, 3-time shuttle astronaut that I put in, and my good friend. And she dedicated my uniform in the Smithsonian Air and Space Museum.
And which orbiter is that behind you?
Discovery.
That's in the Udvar-Hazy. All right, we were
Udvar-Hazy.
there in July.
Yes, sir.
Marty Winkle, who's raising a question there.
Marty's good
He's got a pun.
idea.
He says question mark. What we got there, Marty?
Titusville wants to know what happened to all those signatures after the program.
All the what?
All
After
the
the
signatures.
signature?
On the wall of the OPF White Room.
I do not know, but I know in the VAB where we signed the wall, there were several people in the VAB that's still there. But I because they've redone the OPF, I do
Oh,
not
that's a
know.
good question there, Keith Sewell.
That's a good question.
they,
I honestly don't.
Yeah, they took it somewhere to Johnson Space Center. Or,
That's what I think. It went to JSC.
I'm sure that
They
they
gave the-
honored it.
they gave it to JSC because they didn't get an orbiter, and that was
You know, and God, JSC is still mad.
yeah, they're still mad about that. They got the 747, and
Oh, trust
anyway,
me.
we want to do today's show. Just turn Travis loose here a little bit to talk about. We got some great pictures, some aerial photos
Okay.
of the RSS, which
Okay.
stands for,
Rotating service structure.
and explain what that is. And
Well, what you have to do is there's the bird on the pad, and this big, huge thing there has to rotate around it, and that's what gives you your access to the aft, to the wings, to the, other.
So that
places.
whole structure there moves on wheels and
on a
encapsulates
train
the
track. There's a train track, and there's a huge diesel motor.
Marty, would you point where the payload that you call the PIGM, I believe?
Yeah, the
where
payload
payloads
change
are
out
lifted
room.
up a flatbed, and
Payload change out room. So
then right there. No, there's the White Room.
that's
That's what you- oh, you think about
but
it?
yeah, the payload change out room. So right
That
there,
matches
that's what you would put your payload in, then move the RSS around the ship, and that's how you put your payload into the orbiter. Because you
When,
can open your payload bay doors from the payload change out room, and then you can put a payload in.
And Mikey Haddad does payloads with us. He did a great show on the structure put in the STS-7.
I worked with him good. He was a
Shells
good
of Jim.
guy.
Yeah, we'll get you and Mikey together on here.
Yeah.
Well, we do want to add a little sad note because he was a friend of yours. You've talked about him many times on our program. But this would have been the 76th birthday of Ellison Onizuka, who, of course, lost his life in the Challenger accident. And so, he's honored all over the world after this tragedy 36 years later. He was 39 when he lost his life. But he was your astronaut ASP, was he not?
Yes. Very good friend. And we drank a couple beers together.
Right.
I'm sorry, but we did. and
He was one of your
him.
number one. He's one of your number two astronauts.
He was my number two.
That had to learn everything about the White Room.
But another thing is that when you perform a something that changes the orbiter that the astronauts need to be aware of, that they or deal with. So he and I worked a thing for 3 months on second shift, and it was all about the payload bay and the aft section, and the arm, and something to do with the arm. I don't remember exactly, but for 3 months on second shift, and so I've had beer with him.
Well, good. There he is with Lawrence Shriver on his only mission. He was an Air Force test pilot.
Yeah.
And that was 51C that you put him in on. That was in January 1985. And then a year later, he was on the Challenger. That was on Discovery. Right. And there's a Department of Defense mission there. Great guy, Lawrence Shriver. We'd love to have him on.
I like Lauren a lot because he was really like the man, I mean, I don't know how to,
Marty, you know him pretty well as a marathon runner, right? You two, he handed you off the Olympic torch, did he not, when you lit the torch here on the base?
Yeah, I lit it at the visitor center at the Cauldron, but he carried up LC-39A.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, Lawrence Shriver.
Isn't that cool?
Marty, during the Olympics, the Atlantic Olympics we're talking about.
Way cool.
Well, Lawrence, God bless Onizuka. 2 astronomical features, an asteroids named Onizuka, and there's a 30-mile diameter crater on the moon named Onizuka.
I did not know
and
that.
The supply ship of Northrop Grumman, Cygnus, was named Onizuka. There's
I heard
16th
that.
mission on there. He's buried at the National Cemetery of the Pacific in Honolulu, Hawaii.
In Honolulu,
He was a Hawaii native and University of Boulder, Colorado. And, he's a guy that would have had 4 or 5 shots to go to space. There's a major thoroughfare in downtown L.A. named after him. As so many of our fallen astronauts are honored with schools, streets, museums, and institutions.
Let me say, it's just a little weird to. This was my friend.
Mm-hmm.
He was a good buddy of mine. We had fun together, and to know that he's gone, I mean, this is someone that I've lost, and this is hard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry.
Well, I would. We love celebrating people like you for what they did and their memory live on.
I'm not complaining.
And you're from a man that's like all these space workers know the astronauts on a different level, like Triple T does there. But we're glad to honor your buddy there and celebrate his birthday because his family's thinking of him and so forth. So
I would love. That's the only reason I want to go to Hawaii. Is I want to go see his gravesite.
All right.
I've been to Arlington. I've seen my other buddies. I want to go to Hawaii, and I can't afford it. So.
Well, maybe one day.
Yeah.
So,
someday soon.
Yep. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about. There's the Artemis. Of course, has been in the news.
I can't wait.
That's the White Room of the SLS up there. Looks a little bit different. Than yours in a way, but still the same. But we're going to go up to the gantries here, Travis, and talk a little bit about your workplace here and these photos taken now over 11 years ago. There's the walkout, and I want you to kind of paint a picture for our Stay Curious watchers out there. I mean, what's it feel like? What's it smell like? Is this thing?
My God.
Does it move every step? Is it moving?
Oh yeah.
Beneath you there. I mean, paint the picture here for us.
You're actually walking on something that's not. I mean, it's stable. It's good structure, but it moves, and the wind moves it. Different things, So if there's a storm or whatever. But you're walking on the OAA orbiter access arm.
And that's off to the right in this picture.
Yeah, and that's the only way to get to the ship. So, it does move, and that's the whole reason we have uh, orifice around it that's plastic that has a bellows. It's rubber, and it's air full of bellows, and because you don't want something to touch the ship that could damage
it
it.
outside
Correct.
of it. Yeah. Well, look at that. You've got your pipes, obviously, is the air pipes that you said before it's noisy because the air pushing around.
Yeah.
And wind going through all this metal structure would have noises to it too, right?
Still, yeah. I've been in several storms. Oh my God, Mark. I've been in storms on that pad that have just been, you just don't know.
Well, there's another view. There you see the orbiter. There you see the walkout. But what are those crazy people doing up there next to the solid rocket booster?
Those guys, that was never anything I ever did. I always saw them, but they had to go
Marty,
up.
please point out the people up there in case people are missing them. There.
I'm sure there's a NASA quality and a regular quality, and
We're
then
not seeing
2 or 3 mechanics.
Don't see your arrow, Marty.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sure there's,
Just in case you missed it, there's some fools up there. No, you can't be some fool because you got high security clearance to get up there. You got to be badged. How many badging stations you got to go through?
Oh
to get
Lord,
up there?
to get to there, you've had to go through 2 actually.
Okay.
Now, but they're on at least the 215-foot.
215 feet up there, just on a nice, beautiful Florida day.
Yeah, look at that.
Getting ready to launch a spaceship.
I really don't know what they did because that was not my job, but I was like, I don't want to go any higher than 190.
There's a nice wide angle. You see the Atlantic Ocean. You see the turn basin. And you also see a big old balloon up there with the face on it. Tell us about that.
That was for, we had to have bird watchers. We had birds that would peck on the ET tank, the external tank. And so they put predator eyes on those big balloons. And that was to scare away. And they had basically teenagers that they hired, and they came and they blew a horn.
Air horn. Your all-out test, the
Su-17.
Yeah, Su-17.
Yeah, Su-17.
135 long.
In case there's a fire, so that it would protect the astronauts and the closeout crew if we had to do an emergency egress. So we had steel to protect us. And you've seen the water spray it so much that you can't hardly see your feet. There's so much water. And that's why those chevrons, the yellow and the black, is so important because that's just about all you can see. There's so much water protecting you in case there's a blast or,
So you go through that rehearsal too.
Yeah, we do. We had to do it every year.
All right. This was not too sure if you knew what this room was, me grabbing pictures off the internet there. Maybe that's the White Room outside the OPF.
I really can't tell from here.
Yeah, we won't worry about that one then.
But I know for sure what that is.
Yeah. So Travis is going to tell us a little bit about this. That's not his backside to us there. But so what's in the cubby holes? Marty's going to point out a couple things. Is that two clocks up on the top up there?
Yeah.
Marty, first point out where the hatch to the spaceship is, and that's Endeavor.
That's where the hatch is.
And that's your little. Tell us what we're looking at then.
Okay, so this is the White Room. Those are not clocks up there. They're actually pressure gauges that when we pressurize the cabin, that tells you what you're doing. And then the hatch is there where Marty showed. Then those cubby holes have Elsas in them. And
What's
Elsa is a 10-minute Your mother tells you not to put
Emergency
a bag.
life support.
Yeah, and your mother tells you not to put a bag on your head, but it's a bag, and you emergency life support, and you crank it 10 minutes. So you got Elsa's there, and then when the flight crew systems guys show up on launch day, in those cabinets, they're the first ones that you walk in. Yeah, that's where we put, or they put, the helmet and gloves and stuff for each astronaut. So we have to stage everything in the White Room prior to the crew showing up.
Because you have how many minutes to put them in?
50 minutes.
Whether it's 4 people, how about 7 people? You
There's
get more
7. I only get 50 minutes. I only got 50 with 4. I got 50 with 7. Didn't matter.
Marty, a few little things I'm looking at. I'll have Travis comment on. There's a white rug on the bottom there, and then there's like a diving board going into the hatch.
Yeah. Now that diving board, okay.
What's the white rug?
The white thing is, this is obviously not a launch day, because what that is you had layers that you could peel off, and it was something you stepped on, and it was a contact that would
clean your shoes.
Okay. Yeah, and so you'd pull it off every 5-10 minutes, whatever, and it would clean before you went into the ship, because this is 100% clean White Room, and it's a clean room, so you're getting ready to go into a spaceship. So everything has to be clean. So that's what that is. Now the diving board there, we built that, that is just to go crawl.
We show that at the hatch there, Marty, the board in the hatch there.
That we just used was a crawl in. And then I would also, every launch, give the commander that plaque, and he would put it at the end of the diving board.
And the yellow hose?
That I would make the astronaut, when the astronaut came out of the ship, I would give the astronaut that hose, and their job then, because they weren't flipping switches, we were closing the hatch and all that. So their job was to keep the air flowing around the hatch, because GN2 accumulates at the hatch.
Okay.
So while you're closing it, I need to circulate the air. Plus, I needed to give the astronaut something to do. So that's what that is. And then that's the last thing we do, is disconnect that hose, and I shove it in a duct in a thing over here in the corner.
All right. Marty, a question?
Yeah, Carlton Bailey. The White Room always looks like a big room. I was in it once, and it was pretty small. Or am I wrong? This White Room picture makes it look so large. Comment on the side.
Carlton Bailey, thank you for watching. He's saying that these pictures make it look large, but when he got inside of it, it was tiny. And he's not a big guy.
Yeah, I was never.
He's a big thinking guy, but he's not too big.
I love Carlton. That's good. He does a great job.
Carlton.
But no, it's not that big.
Well, So everybody's
tight.
bumping into each other. So what's the gentleman on the right doing?
I'm not sure, because I
Probably
know
the phone guy. Right?
I know for
He's
sure.
the AT&T phone guy.
Probably, yeah. I know for sure that this is not launch day, because I see we wouldn't have had that sticky pad there. And so this guy is probably a OIC, or
Which is what?
Orbiter
OIC.
Integrity Clerk.
Okay.
Which
Orbital
means
integrity clerk.
That means he
OIC.
signs you in to go in, because I know he's not a forward tech. I'm pretty sure he's an OIC.
Well, here's a busy day. Here's another picture I found of Travis there.
Oh, look
Can
at
you
that.
spot Travis? Where's Waldo? Marty, point out Travis there.
Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah, you're not. There he is. Yeah, you
That's
bent over
behind
to him,
him.
Travis. That's enough, Marty.
Yeah.
You were a number 5 that day, obviously, because
Yeah.
your 1 is the lead, and 1, 5, and 6 are out of your shop, you said.
Yeah.
These are some really neat astronauts there. This is STS-127, which I was just looking up on the scroll here. This is July 15th, 2009, Polanski. This was his 3rd flight.
He was cool.
But what we're looking at there is David Wolf on his 5th and final flight. Okay, and David Wolf spent, he's on the left, the gray-haired guy.
Yeah, yeah.
He lived on the Mir Space Station.
Yeah.
And was there when the cargo ship crashed into it.
How cool is that, David Wolf?
And Chris Cassidy is the other astronaut that's yucking it up there. And Chris Cassidy this is his first space flight, but he ended up doing 377 days in space on 3 flights, 10 EVAs.
Wow.
And Mr. David Wolf did 7 spacewalks and 168 days in space. So there you've got an old veteran there that's been to the Mir Space Station.
Yeah.
He knows everything. And there's a rookie trying to act cool and calm, but he's a Navy SEAL. He actually saved Luca Palmero, the Italian's life, on an EVA when the Italian spacesuit started filling up with water.
Yes, sir.
Remember that?
Yeah.
But so what have you got to say about not your posture there, but bending over to get something? But
Well, I'm gonna.
great picture of just a light moment
Yeah, let me tell you a little bit about Mr. Cassidy. We had to shake the women off
Cassidy.
of him.
Yeah.
A Navy SEAL, an astronaut, come on.
Right.
And my buddy, I think, had a male crush on him, and he's like, I bet you get dates all the time. And it was launch day. We're standing there in the White Room, and Chris says, "Well, I don't have a date for tonight." He's getting ready to go to space.
July 15th, 2009.
Yeah.
That's Endeavour. Very important mission where they were putting the Kibo, Japanese observatory.
Oh, I remember
together.
the Kibo, yeah.
In there. So, well, good.
And and I'm telling you, these guys are cool. They really are. And you're there, tending to them, doing whatever you're supposed to be doing, but you're actually getting to meet way cool, guys. That's
Well, David Wolf,
men and women.
White, and he spent 5 months on Mir and did other great things.
Yeah.
It's just but there you got the guy going on his last trip and the rookie there.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, we want to thank Mark Usiak for watching. Robert Law's up there Friday night in Scotland.
Yeah, in Scotland. I
bet
can't
they're
wait.
gonna have a big time. You got your baby girls watching there.
Oh, she is awesome.
Hi, Tanya Thompson, Dave Stange is watching. Appreciate Dave watching. Marty and I. This is our 601st show. We were talking about our 600th show.
That's awesome.
And Dave Stange said he's probably seen all but about 50 of them. And thank you, Dave. Jose Marla Fato Lopez is watching. Thank you, Jose. Brian Ewenson. Keith Soul. Thank you, Keith. Carlton Bailey. James Sigler. Marlusa Kozlowski. Mr. Fazel Arabia Sa'el. And we've got Ishmael Jamal Ramal watching and Chris Felon. Some new names there, Marty.
Wow.
We appreciate you all reaching out and taking your time to watch our video podcast.
Thank you.
Here at our American Space Museum, as we have regular guests like Mr. Triple T here, Travis.
I'm
Todd
sorry
Thompson.
I was late today, but
Well, you're on time for the 4 o'clock. So. You had some good stories to tell, and that's what it's all about.
There you
is
go.
Talking to real space workers about their lives. We talk at the beginning of the month, celebrating the shuttles of every month with Mr. Hugh Harris, the voice of NASA. We've got
Isn't he awesome?
Mikey Haddad does payloads every month with us, and we're going to be bringing Mr. Mustache White. Terry White. We're going to start a segment called the Shuttle Garage with Terry White.
Okay, good.
So a lot of good things happening. Please watch the American Space
I don't.
Museum on
I don't
YouTube.
mind
And
competing with him. He's got the best damn mustache.
he does. He does. You both have your own mustaches there. I wonder, has Clint Eastwood seen his like he has yours?
I'm not sure, but Clint definitely knew me.
Yep, he knew you. And let's see if we got another picture to share. Just the old White Room there we were looking at there. There's you in Pambo.
Pamba.
The Udvar Hazy. But Triple T,
How
thank you for
special was that?
wanting
That
to
was
contribute there to our American Space Museum. And we got a big day tomorrow with the auction. And we
Yes,
can't
sir.
emphasize enough, this does 5 times, maybe 6 times a year we're doing these
good.
auctions.
And we need the help.
And it's all
so,
about keeping our doors open here,
Yes.
keeping our small staff employed, and keeping you staying curious. As part of the support of this museum has circled around our Stay Curious video podcast, because we're reaching people all over the world, like Ishmael there and Fazil.
I'm
and,
glad that's way
Ophelia.
cool.
We know you're watching Ophelia.
In
Thank
France.
you. And Robert Laws in Scotland watching on YouTube. And
Christopher Mick.
pardon me, Christopher Mick. Thank you for watching in Wisconsin. So,
Wisconsin.
anything you'd like to add? We've got the first. It's like the second day of summer. Summer's
Oh,
really
it is.
strong.
Oh, and it's been hot. People are I saw a guy baking cookies on his dashboard.
Oh, really?
He put it on Facebook. He was baking cookies on a dashboard.
Well, we've sworn one day we're going to go out to Spaceview Park and fry an egg on
Hey.
Jim McDivitt's
Let's do
handprint
it.
out there on Spaceview Park. And
I'm sure we can.
yeah, it did hit 100. in
It is
Daytona
hot,
Beach, and,
but you know what?
that's
Come
why we
see
live
us.
here.
Come see us. That's why we're here. I love
He's wearing
it.
black and blue jeans, okay, and it's hot. And
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee that loves the heat, and I'm stripped down to just.
I got one pair of shorts, and yeah.
Well, Triple T, thank you for supporting our museum and sharing your stories with us. They're very popular. And
I hope it helped today. And I want to say about Ellison on Azuka.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. When you get to share time with these people, if you go home with nothing else today, know these are real people.
Mm-hmm.
They could be standing next to you in the grocery store without their uniform and you wouldn't know it. These are real people, and they were my friends, and he was awesome. So,
Well, rest in peace on his 72nd birthday today, El Onizuka. So that's a good way to tell everybody that we appreciate you enjoying a wonderful week. I appreciate my friend Marty Winkle for doing all he does for our museum
he does
here.
great for
Our
us.
executive director, Karan Conklin, giving us the green light to take this program anywhere we can take it. And
I
we
love
need
our
you.
little
We need
room.
you along with us. Yes, we took our Hubble Gallery,
Yeah.
and we're in a room here where I have an office, and we're trying to.
Good
We're
job.
gonna have new carpet put in here.
600 and how many? What?
Six-
How many shows?
Oh, 601 today.
Oh my Lord, that's
601
way
today.
cool.
So we've probably done 30 maybe shows with you. So Travis,
Awesome.
thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank
You
you.
have a good weekend, and we want to tell everybody out there, please book your plans to visit our Space Museum,
Come
or
see us.
come watch us on our YouTube channel and Facebook, because we hope to see you again to
To bridge the space between us. Come see me, please.